Comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good morning, guys. Listen, we're having issues today. Issues, y'all. Issues. Can you hear the music? I can't hear the music. Can you hear it? I feel like it's not playing. There it is. Good morning, guys. I know it looks so different right now. For those who don't know, work 15 hour. Hold on, I guess got a text from the computer guy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This day. Okay, so trying to turn it down. Good news is it's all, there we go. It's all coming through my earbuds finally. So, having some issues with the new computer. So fun, right? So fun. Brand new computer, having some issues. I just got a text from the guy who built it, our friend Steve from Han Technologies. He's actually just amazing. He really is. We think there's a power supply issue. It happens. It happens. So he's going to be coming by probably pretty late tonight to switch that out. So I'm having to live stream from my phone today, which is a challenge because everything is very tiny. I'm going to have a little trouble reading your comments, but I'm going to do my absolute best. And I have nails on, so being able to touch the tiny things is going to be hard. But I'm here. I'm okay. Sort of. I could probably use a Xanax. But we've got an amazing week lined up. Like, I cannot believe how unbelievably fortunate we are at the channel, because yesterday I got an email from Romy Welton's publicist who said they had an interview opportunity. Listen, if you don't know who Romy Welton is, you've heard me talk about Revival on Sci-Fi, right? You have heard me talk about the show. You know how much I love 90s Sci-Fi Channel stuff, and I've told you this show just really has that vibe, and it's a really good show. It's based on the Image Comics Revival, and she is the star of the show. She plays Martha Cypress, who has osteogenesis imperfecta, which my best friend had, which is something very close to one of my disabilities, and her disability becomes her superpower, and it's like the coolest thing ever. Anyway, her publicist reached out. She is coming on the channel Wednesday. I will be interviewing her. And then Friday, I will be interviewing both showrunners, Aaron B. Kuntz and Luke Boyce, who are also the writers. So, very excited. The finale for season 1 of Revival is Thursday, so it's totally Revival week. It's Revival week. As soon as I do those interviews, I will be editing them like as fast as humanly possible so I can get them out to you so we can enjoy it together. But I'm very excited. I'm going to be live streaming with Bo DeMaio. He's got some stuff that he really wants to talk about. But let's say good morning to the chat, everybody. Oh my goodness, Penny. Good morning, Penny. Penny is first today. Oh my God. Good morning, Penny. Good morning. And now we have, good morning, Nerdling First Class Contributing Producer Keto. Good morning. And who else do we have? We have Samar. Good morning, Samar. I told you this is hard to do, y'all. It's hard to do, but I'm getting there, y'all. Okay, good morning, Jaden. Good morning. Who else do we have? Who else do we have? Oh, it's such a tiny, tiny little window. Such a tiny window. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. The window is so unbelievably tiny. It's tiny. Now, because I'm on my phone, I'm probably not going to be able to, I'm not going to, that was just really sudden. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to throw things up. Like, I'm not going to be able to share the screen. But we're going to talk. We're going to talk about some things. If I need to, I'll just turn my phone around and show you. Like, I'm able to use the computer for just like a simple browser, but anything that involves my camera, it freezes it up. So it's okay. It's going to get fixed tonight. Today's just going to be, we're on the struggle bus today. We're on the struggle bus. Toot toot, everyone. Everyone toot. But if you haven't already, please do be a huge solid. Help support the channel by hitting that like button, subscribing if you are new, and ringing that notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nonsense. And it is nonsense today. Good morning, Objective from Krypton! Good morning. We are streaming from the phone today. So, a little bit of an issue. We're on the struggle bus today. Okay? It's okay. We're going to get it fixed because we've got some amazing, and I want to show you something. So I told you that, and I'll be able to show you, you'll be able to see it better, but this apparently super rare. This is from 1980, Empire Strikes Back, Yoda with the snake, apparently, again, super rare. This is my anniversary gift. Kenner in the package, not been opened. Oh my God. Yes, Loki, normal stream then. Good morning, Loki. God, way to make me feel bad. I would expect nothing less from you, sir. So, this little guy right here, super cool, very excited about. Also, Princess Leia, but this is from 2000, okay? And apparently someone opened it and thought they'd be sneaky and tape it back together, but we can tell. So, I got some new stuff. Very excited about it. So fun. Good morning, Unworthy. And let me tell you something. I turn to Jesus at least 3 times a day, and he has forgiven me for all my sins. So thank you very much for your concerns about my immortal soul. That's very kind of you. Appreciate you. So nice. All right, guys, let's dig into it. Again, I'm not going to be able to share things because I'm on my phone. But let's see what we got. Turn this high. Come with me. Come with me. It will get fixed tonight, buddy. Thank you so much, Jaden. I hope so too. It'll get fixed tonight. Steve is a really good guy. He's a really good friend and really good with computers. This is the first time we've ever had an issue with any of his builds, and he's on top of it. Trust me, he really is. I'm just messy and stressy, okay? And I'm very, very, very excited about these interviews with Romy and Aaron and Luke and getting Bo back on for an actual live stream where you guys can ask questions. So I have noticed that other channels like Doomcock and Film Threat have been covering the exact same thing I covered a month ago, but they're just using tweets when I had the man himself here. So there you go. Let's see. So, Mar, what did he say about the issue specifically? It is a power supply issue, we believe, and he's going to bring a new one by this evening when he's available. Like, he has a business and a full-time job at the same time. So, busy man, busy important man, but he will be here this evening, and we're going to get it all sorted out. So, I will stay up. Okay, I will stay up past 10 o'clock to get this fixed. Ask Kino, ask Ro, ask Tabitha. I'm usually in bed by at least 9:30. So, anywho, more power. Ho, 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 ho. My dad loved that show. Okay, so discussing film, coming from an article, Entertainment Weekly article. Let me see if I can pull it up. Jerry Bruckheimer says he's spoken to Johnny Depp about returning to Pirates, and he thinks he would do it. So he's been talking to him about it. The question is, do they have the money? Because after everything they put him through with the Amber Turd situation, he's going to Jerry Maguire that, and don't think he's not. I mean, Johnny Depp has had talks about returning as Jack Sparrow in the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie. And Jerry Bruckheimer says if he likes the way his part is written, I think he would do it. And the I think is are they willing to cough up the money, Disney? Disney's not having a great week. They're not having a good week. Good morning, Nerd League First Class Backyard Artist. I'm sorry, I'm having to stream from the phone, so everything's very tiny and complex. So, but good morning. You're just gonna have to take my word for the things that we're talking about today. And my vanity is taking a hit today because StreamYard doesn't let you do the make my skin look nicer filter or blur my background. So everyone just deal with me in all my naturalness, okay? I'm going to be 45 in like less than a month. So give me a break. I have a child turning 17 next week. So anyway, Disney is not exactly having its best week ever. I mean, the Fantastic Four hasn't made the bank that they were really hoping it would, like Deadpool and Wolverine did last year. It did over $1 billion. Fantastic Four is just like, I could do like 500 million. Like, that's the best I could do. So they're struggling with that. Then they settled with Gina Carano, and they gave her everything she wanted because they didn't want Discovery to come out, which is exactly what we wanted. We wanted all the Discovery. We wanted all the Discovery. We wanted all the juicy deets and deleted tweets. But didn't get it, but she still won. So Disney lost. Disney's got to pay her a lot of money. They have to rehire her and put her in things again. And now Johnny Depp. They're going to have to pay through the nose to get him back. And they want him back because we want him back. Everyone wants Johnny Depp back. Johnny Depp wants to come back. But Johnny Depp has been in Hollywood a very long time. This is not his first rodeo. He knows his worth, and he is going to make them pay for it. So, Jaden says Margot Robbie is going to be in Pirates of the Caribbean. As of now, that's what they're saying, but that could change. That could very much change. Do I think she's going to continue on as Harley Quinn in the DCU? I mean, there's always a chance, but I don't think that it's a very good one. I don't think that it's one of those, oh yeah, totally happening, 100%. Her star has risen quite a lot since she last played Harley Quinn, and Warner Brothers doesn't have DC, not necessarily Warner Brothers. Well, yeah, Warner Brothers, but more so than Warner Brothers, DC Studios doesn't quite have the money to pay her what she is worth these days. So chances are we're going to see a new Harley Quinn at some point. That's all I'm saying there. Kino says we'll find out during Peacemaker season 2. We probably will. Probably. There's a chance that we will. But after the Barbie movie, man, she's going to ask for a lot more money. Loki says, if I can pull it up, she has yet to be in a movie as Harley that made money. Now, I liked James's Suicide Squad. I liked it. I really did. I liked it better than the David Ayer one. And I know, the studio really messed with it and changed it. But, and it didn't do terribly. It didn't do terribly. I think Suicide Squad was another one of those movies that has really suffered from that COVID treatment. COVID really screwed with the theaters, and it's still doing it. I don't know why the studios keep doing this. I mean, I really don't. I can't think of a reason why they think that this is a good idea to immediately either put things in streaming, right away while they're in theaters, or wait 3 to 4 weeks and then put it on streaming. How are you not seeing the obvious result of that? Like, there's got to be something else going on that I am just too dense to figure out, or no one has pointed it out to me yet, because it doesn't make any sense. If your goal is box office ticket sales, why continue to put things on streaming so quickly? You're shooting yourself in the foot. Unless your goal is to completely obliterate theaters entirely, because that's what it's doing. It's killing theaters. And I really feel like had Suicide Squad been an actual, or the Suicide Squad been an actual theatrical release and had a good, solid, normal theatrical run, it would have done better. Kino says, Gunn just announced the pre-orders for Superman will happen on the 15th while still in theaters. Grief. And that's just dumb. That's just dumb. This is why people aren't going to theaters anymore. I know it because that's something that my family goes through. One, we're broke. Okay? We are broke. We are not well-off people whatsoever. We do not have any disposable income. So for us to go to the theater, for Dave and I to go to the theater, just the two of us, it's easily $100. And that's just in our little rural town in southeast Missouri. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money for the average American family. But it's not just me. Whenever I talk about this and I post a clip on like TikTok or YouTube or whatever, I have several people saying, why would I go see it in the theater when I have Disney Plus? Why would I go see it in the theater when it's just going to be on streaming in a couple of weeks anyway? I mean, seriously, that is your main concern there. pre-orders. He's talking about pre-orders for the digital copy. They're putting it on streaming at the end of this month, I believe. It just feels stupid. It feels so stupid. Like, what else is going on where we're not worried? We're not more worried about getting as much value as we can out of those ticket sales. What else is going on? Because it's not making sense to me at all. Why would you do that? Any idiot can see that that's not working. So why are we doing that? Inquiring minds want to know. Buenos dias, Fernando. Fernando, I'm going to apologize, and I'm going to probably keep doing this as people trickle in. I'm having to stream from my phone today. There's an issue with the power supply for the new computer. So I'm not really able to share the screen and show you guys the headlines and stuff that Kino and I have cultivated, curated. There we go. But I'm here, streaming from the phone. I'm doing my best with the comments because everything's very small, and I am middle-aged in like 3 weeks. So, but thank you for showing up. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, Keith Movie Geek. Welcome to Comic Stand. I hope you subscribed. Hit that like button. He says, Southeast Missouri. I love you're in Southwest Missouri. Midwest nerddom. Yeah. Keith, welcome to the channel. Normally, I'm streaming from my computer, and it's a lot more professional, and I'm able to share my screen. But my new computer has some power supply issues that is getting replaced tonight. So, welcome. I hope everyone has liked and subscribed and hit the like button. But, yeah, Disney's going to have to pay through the nose for Johnny Depp, which, are they going to get ticket sales off of this? What do you guys think? With everything going to streaming within 3 to 4, 6 weeks while it's in theaters, will the draw of Johnny Depp returning to Pirates of the Caribbean be enough to bring in those ticket sales despite everything the studios are doing to sabotage the theater experience? Tell me in the chat below. Keith says, I feel you about the PC problem. Dude, I just got this computer. One of our dear friends built it. He's very good. He has a tech business. It's just sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get a part and it doesn't work. So Penny says, I just like getting out of the house and seeing it on a big screen. Same. I miss that real solid theater experience. One of my first trips out, like my first outing with my dad, was to see Supergirl in theaters at 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old. So that movie experience very ingrained in me. I mean, there's nothing that replaces that. You get this big screen, you got your popcorn, you got candy, you're surrounded by other people having this experience with you. And it really feels like they are purposely killing that experience. And I can't for the life of me fathom why. What is the purpose behind it? It's not like you're making more money off of the streaming experience. You're not. So what is the deal? Like in the 50s, Hollywood was super worried that TV was going to kill movies. They were worried. They're like, oh no, they've got these TV shows now. They're not going to want to come to us. Because, you'd go to the movie and it was an all-day affair. You didn't just go see one movie. There were serials in front of it. Like you'd have cartoons or little shows, and then you'd got your main feature. All day affair at the show. That's what my grandma said. It was at the show. But now it's like it's catching up. Now it's streaming, and they're doing it to themselves. I can't for the life of me figure out why. You're going to cry about box office sales, but you're the one who's doing it. You're the one who's doing it. And now you want to bring back this massive star that everybody wants to see back, and you screwed him over, so you're going to have to pay the price for it. I mean, is that fiscally responsible? Is that a good fiscal idea to pay someone millions of dollars, and he's going to want back end? He's going to want back end royalties, merchandising. He's going to be smart about it. He's been around as long as he has for a reason. If you're just going to put it on streaming within 6 weeks, there's no fear of missing out anymore with the theater, because it's just going to be on streaming. That was one of the big draws to going to the movie theater when we were younger, was you're not going to see it for 9 months to a year if you don't go now. You're going to totally miss out. And then it's not going to be on VHS for 9 months to a year, because they really wanted to market like holidays and stuff like that. And then if you don't run it on VHS, you're not going to see it till it's on like HBO, Showtime, whatever. They've completely removed the FOMO. They've removed that. And then on top of it, the economy sucks. It's super expensive to go to the movie theater, because theaters figured out, well, if we keep our ticket sales somewhat low or reasonable, we can really hike up the food. So stupid expensive, plus you can just see it in a couple weeks at home for a service you're already paying for. Why even go? So is it fiscally responsible for Disney to pay Johnny Depp what he's inevitably going to ask for, when their chances are may not make back the money they've paid into it? They may not make a good enough profit. What do you guys think? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Good morning, Gerard Kane. Good morning. Welcome. Hope you like and subscribe. All right, guys. We are moving on. So if you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about that, leave it in the chat below. Take a drink of my coffee. So Charles Murphy from Murphy's Multiverse is really certain that Spider-Man Brand New Day's Michael Mando is going to be Scorpion with the Venom symbiote. That he's going to be Matt Gargan's venomous role. Good morning, Real Anarchy! If you didn't catch it, I'm having to stream from my phone because of computer problems today. I apologize. Good morning, Vegeta. I can't say that last name, and that's rude. Don't be rude. But good morning. Thank you for showing. Let's see. So Charles Murphy is saying that it looks set to have plenty of villains to tangle with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Michael Mando was Matt Gargan. Hold on, I can't see it because it's so far away. Several months ago, a report claimed that Tombstone, Boomerang, Tarantula, and Scorpion were set for the new film, as was Matt Gargan, first played by Michael Mando in Spider-Man Homecoming. To date, none of those villains have been seen taken on Tom Holland's Spider-Man on set. He's saying set, but it's actually location because it's outside. It's outside. Though rumors persist that the tank chase scene filmed during the project's first week in production did indeed feature Mando's Gargan. For his part, Mando, whose last MCU appearance was 2017's Spider-Man Homecoming, used social media to tease a monstrous turn for his character, and now, ahead of a scheduled action scene that would feature Spidey squaring up with Gargan, Mando has once again teased his character's transformation into Scorpion and Venom. Here, let me see if I can show you Don't look at my makeup collection. There we go. There is what he teased on Instagram. Ta-da. Following Mando's initial tease, we theorized that Gargan could play an incredibly large role in Brand New Day, including bonding with the fragment of the symbiote that Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock left behind during his visit to the sacred timeline. Mando's latest Instagram story not only teases Gargan's transformation into Venom, but does so using a picture that also shows his character in the Scorpion suit, which has yet to be seen in live action. Gargan's role in the film will likely spin out of the head. Gargan's role in the film will likely spin out of the end credit scene from Spider-Man Homecoming, in which we hope to learn the identity of the wall crawler from Michael Keaton's Adrian Toomes while the two were in prison. By the time that Spider-Man Brand New Day hits theaters, it will be nearly a decade since that scene took place. So it'll be interesting to learn what Gargan has been up to in the meantime. So we've got Tombstone, Boomerang, Tarantula, Scorpion, Mr. Negative. Who else has been teased? Use effects using hand gestures. What? Okay, so I don't know how to do that. Anyway, what do you guys think? I mean, are we doing like an MCU Sinister Six? Because there's a lot of characters. Like, let me get back to these. We've got Joe Keery. Joe Keery is rumored to have joined the cast as Harry Osborn. Carrie Coon is reportedly rumored to play a villain in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Revival's Melanie Scrofano is rumored to have joined the cast of Spider-Man Brand New Day. These are a lot of characters. And as it has been pointed out to me 1,000 bajillion million times on TikTok, Spider-Man is known to taking on several villains at a time. We know that. But are these filmmakers, is the Disney Marvel Universe capable of managing such an ambitious story, such an ambitious cast? Are they capable of that? That's the question we want answered. Just saying. Is Sean here? I'm sorry, it's really hard to scroll through here. I can only see a little at a time. So, I apologize. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I am not at all worried that Spider-Man can't handle so many villains, adversaries, what have you. I am not worried about Spider-Man. What I'm worried about is the MCU, Disney being capable of making it cohesive and coherent and good. That's what I'm worried about. Again, the Spider-Man movies have yet to really let us down. I've enjoyed every single one of Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies, but the MCU has not been up to snuff lately, and they don't seem to really learn their lessons from it. They just blame audiences. They blame the fans. It's our fault. We just didn't understand. Listen, dude, if you have to explain a joke, the joke's not funny. You shouldn't have to sit and explain your work. No, it should speak for itself. Loki says, I'm concerned about the budget and the story with too many characters. Exactly. It's not that I don't know Spider-Man is known to take on so many characters. My concern is the capability of those making the movie. My concern is the studio. Because for the last several years, they've not been working the way they used to, not with the quality they used to. And when I said yesterday, was it yesterday or it was a few days before that? But when I said before that, have we not learned the lesson of Batman and Robin, or was it, yeah, Batman and Robin? I mean, you had like DC, Warner Brothers, every new Batman movie they would come out with after Batman Returns, they're like, oh, Batman Returns did okay with Catwoman and Penguin. Let's do more villains. And it still wasn't working. Those were not good movies. I mean, they're nostalgic for us because they came out when we were kids, and that always has a special place in your heart. But the fact of the matter is, those movies were not good. They didn't do that well because it was oversaturated and it just was silly and trite. And the lesson from that was, don't put too much into it that you may not be able to handle. That's the concern with this. Are we just throwing more shit at it? Like, oh, we're losing the audience and we don't really feel very confident in this script or whatever, so just throw more at it. Come on, get some more. Let's see if this will get them. But that never works. So why are we doing it again? Again, I know Spider-Man, the character, deals with the Sinister Six and multiple villains at a time. That's not my issue. My issue is Disney capable of pulling this off and making sure that it's cohesive, coherent, interesting, and entertaining? Are they capable of doing that? Recently, the answer has been no, but we shall see. Fernando says, Batman and Robin was trash. What the fuck did they do with Bane? I know, dude. Pardon me. The creator of Bane was like, what did you do? Bane is supposed to be a criminal mastermind. This is not my character. Bane. They made him like a really dumb Hulk. A really dumb Hulk. Kino says, Returns was balanced. Batman Forever seemed studio controlled. Went to see Schumacher cut. As for Batman and Robin, 90s toy commercial, but a funny stoner flick. Yeah, I still have. Somewhere there's some Batman and Robin stuff. Yeah. Loki says, "Man, at least Bane was big, unlike whatever Nolan did." I still like Tom Hardy though. I do. So, you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about Spider-Man and the oh so many villains he's going to be taking on in Brand New Day? Leave it in the comments below. So, Daniel Day-Lewis is returning to acting, at least for one movie. And no, it's not Magneto. So he has been retired from acting for about 10 years. He's been a shoemaker in Italy, as we have discovered. But his son, Ronan Day-Lewis, is directing a film called Anemone, and it stars his father, Daniel, and Sean Bean. Someone tried to call my phone, and it messed me up. So here I am. I'm back. Unknown caller, whoever you are, stop calling me. Call back for an important message, toll free. Yeah, no thanks. Thank you, telemarketers. Thank you. So anyway, Daniel Day-Lewis returning to acting for at least one movie because his son is directing it. It's called Anemone. It's starring him and it looks like Sean Bean. Not Magneto. So, not Magneto. There you have that one. Someone go tell My Time to Shine hello. He's not Magneto. Netflix is doing a live action Scooby Doo, and they're going to start filming this fall. How do we feel about that? Like, are we doing this? I mean, is there a lot of like call for a live action Scooby Doo series? Like, are fans just clamoring like, oh, you know what I want? I'd like some more live action Scooby Doo, please. I mean, as you may or may not know, I think Scooby Doo was James Gunn like first big mainstream film. But it's on Netflix. Variety is reporting this. I'm not sure we have a cast list yet, but I can check on that. Let's see. Live action Scooby-Doo cast. Oops, I should put 2025. No confirmed details. Suggested some actors for potential series, including Tim Robinson as Scooby-Doo, Fred Heschinger as Shaggy, Geraldine Viswanathan as Velma. She'd be good. I like her. She reminds me of my kid for some reason. Patrick Schwarzenegger as Fred, and Madeline Pesh as Daphne. Maybe Patrick Schwarzenegger is Fred because he was in London. He looked very Cyclopsy to me, so I kept saying I think Patrick Schwarzenegger is Fred. I mean Cyclops, but that could have been, well, they're not filming yet. I don't know. Who knows? So, if you're super excited about it, leave it in the chat below. I'm not like a massive Scooby-Doo fan. Even when I was a kid, it was like, oh, it's on. You know, I watched it because it was something on. I wasn't like a really big Scooby-Doo nut or anything. Fernando says, do you want or like? Yeah, Patrick Schwarzenegger as Cyclops. I really think that's a good call. And the chances of that are pretty good because his star has risen quite a lot lately with his Golden Boy portrayal on Gen V, and especially his White Lotus role. It's gotten him a lot more attention. He's becoming very popular, but not too popular to where the amount of money he's going to ask for is just going to be too ridiculous. But then again, his father is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he does know what to ask for. So, but I think the chances of him playing Cyclops are actually pretty good. Pretty good. But live action Scooby-Doo starting soon. Also, let's just get to our main topic. Oop. Typing is hard when you get your nails done, and I did them myself, so it's probably why it's even harder. So, James Gunn has confirmed that he is currently writing his next DCU film, and it involves the Super Family. So we're getting Superboy. Do we think that's what's happening? Superboy? Or could it be Steel? Is that possible? My bet is Superboy. I think it's going to be Superboy because, I mean, Luthor's already cloned Superman in the DCU. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen Superman yet. I think it's going to be Superboy. But he's already done it. And, I mean, it's got a lot of really good reviews. From what Warner Brothers and James Gunn are saying, they are considering the Superman box office run a success. That's what they are saying. So that's all we have to go off of. If they are considering it a success, they're going to move forward. And I see you guys want Steel. Fernando, he's a better actor than his Terminator dad. I completely agree. Completely agree. Jaden wants Connor Kent. And Kino wants Steel. Fernando says, I don't think we should get a Superman family and a Bat family around the same time. It's not a good idea. Fair enough. Backyard TARDIS says, they have to say it's a success. And no one can really take their lumps anymore. Is this not showing you guys' comments? There we go. No, I was really here. Okay, here's how I'm going to word this. Let me slow my brain down for a second. Kind of like the Gina Carano thing. In a way, I'm surprised that they settled. Okay? But the fact that they settled so soon before Discovery does kind of confirm my whole Disney wants to keep putting out that image of infallible. That they don't want to be infallible. They don't want to be seen as infallible because then that veneer cracks. Right? They're supposed to put off this specific image. And if anything tarnishes that, then that is, I mean, that's going to translate into them not being the top of the game anymore. So they have settled with Gina. So it does kind of say, like, okay. But they're trying to turn it around like, everyone loved Gina. Everyone, except Bryce Dallas Howard. Everyone loved Gina. It's fine. We want her to come back. It's okay. It's okay now. See, we're still nice. And other studios are the same way to varying degrees. They want to put off this image of we're totally in control. We meant for that to happen. Everything's fine. Everything's great. We're super happy here. No one is stressing out. No one's worried about anything. So, yeah, they're going to say, oh, we're so happy with how well it's done. It's a total success. But I think they were genuinely worried it was going to do worse than what it did. I do. I think they were worried it was going to do worse than that. Backyard TARDIS is saying, not trying to be mean, but it's an active movie. If they say it's disappointing, it affects investors' confidence. Exactly. They have an image to protect, a certain specific image that they want to project for investors, for the general audience. Like, we're all super happy here. We love how this is doing. And it's also kind of this, like, almost a fake it till you make it kind of attitude. Like, we're great. Everything's great. I'm amazing. Like me right now. Everything's awesome. The stream is fine on my phone. In fact, it's better. Why should I ever do anything on a computer ever again? Because this is so much better. It's wonderful. I'm so happy. See what I mean? Good morning, Truth! The most important job Superman had to do was to be a great movie to rebuild the trust with the audience. Excellent point. The most important thing for Superman was to kick off the DCU and create a foundation. People had to like David Corenswet as Superman. If they didn't like David Corenswet as Superman, no foundation. So, a lot of people really liked Superman. A lot of people. I really liked Superman. I liked it. It was joyful. It was bright. It was fun. I really felt David Corenswet as Superman. That's me. I understand some people didn't. I understand some of you in the chat didn't, and that's fine. Opinions are subjective. Art is subjective. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Good morning, Dom Riley. Compared to the last few DCU movies, it's done okay. Precisely. So it's kind of like they're looking at it like, I mean, it did better than that did. So, all right, we're not dead last. Okay. Pardon me. Asthma's starting to pick up. Samar says, did you like it because of Soups and Lois or because of the Justice Gang? Both. I liked the story. I really liked Mr. Terrific. I knew Nathan Fillion was going to bring it as Guy Gardner. Really loved it. He was perfect. I did like Hawk Girl. Isabella Merced. The screeching thing was a little okay, so we're doing that. But I did like them. I really loved the chemistry between Superman and Lois. It was almost too good at certain points. Like, these people are both married. Where are their spouses? Like, I'm afraid they're just going to start ripping each other's clothes off. Loved Crypto. I liked the story. I loved Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Oh, Anthony Kerrigan as Metamorpho. He was great. Really liked him. There were a lot of things about the film that I enjoyed, and I do have a review for it up on the website. If I am able to... Nope, that's Buy Me a Coffee. But if you'd like to help support the channel, there's your Q, apparently. There's your QR code, and it'll take you to buymeacoffee.com/comicsandmua. You can tip me as little or as much as you like. I can get a breakfast burrito or a new monitor or, I don't know. I was looking for my website, which is right here. If you go to comicsand.squarespace.com, you can see all of my reviews. Superman is there. Fantastic Four is there. I need to write one for weapons and Jurassic World. So there you have it. There's that. Calvin says 600 million is locked for Superman. Good morning, Calvin. There you go. And they're considering that, their public face is considering that a win. So now they are ready to move on to the next super family title. We've got Supergirl coming out next year. So to me, the obvious choice would be Superboy. But there are other options, Steel being one of them. There's also Power Girl. She's technically in the Super family. She's a clone of Supergirl, so. Fernando says, we are putting too high box office expectations on the comic book movies these days. And there you have it. When we were kids, superhero movies, comic book movies were not taken seriously at all. They were considered for children, so they were trite, etc. The first movie to start changing that was Batman 1989. However, the studios got very, very mad at Tim Burton with Batman Returns because they said it was too adult, too grown up. Like, McDonald's pulled its merchandising deal with Warner Brothers over that. They were super pissed. So the studios were like, "This is supposed to be for kids. We need the kids back." So then they went full trite. They went full silly Batman, the 1966 series with it. And it was just kind of insulting. It did that whole, it did it really quickly. We got like two somewhat taken seriously comic book movies, and then the silliness happened. Then the MCU kicked off in 2008. And suddenly comic book movies were being taken seriously for reals. And it was great. Like, it just kept moving up and up and up. And suddenly these films are being looked at as actual films until phase 5. It was great up through phase 4, and then 2020 happened, and we started going back round the other way again. And now we're back to, you just cannot take these things seriously anymore. They're not considered serious, real films anymore because of this. Because hubris. It was hubris. They felt like they were too big to fail. That they could make literally anything and we would buy it. And Kevin Feige himself has said, we started focusing more on quantity rather than quality. And I believe that's something above his head. That's a Bob Iger thing. Bob Iger said they are buying movie tickets like crazy. We need more. We need streaming. We need this. We need more, more, more. And it screwed him. It screwed him. The whole point, one of the things, the linchpin that made the MCU so good and connected was Feige's personal touch. Feige is the real director of the MCU, at least phase 1 through 4. Feige had a vision, and he had it all mapped out. When you get hired in to direct an MCU film, you don't get to be totally creative. You don't get free, full creative license. It's kind of like being a guest director in a series like Star Trek. Okay? Any series, honestly. But if you come in as a guest director or directing an episode of a series, you have to follow the map that the showrunner has laid out for you. Their vision, the tone, all of it, it has to match the other episodes. And that's how the MCU is. Kevin Feige is the showrunner for the MCU. The MCU is, just look at it as one big show. And each movie is an episode in that series. So when you get called in to direct an MCU movie, it's more like an episode of Star Trek. You have to follow the map that Kevin Feige has laid out for you. But when they started doing all the streaming services or streaming series, like so many of those on top of the special presentations and then more and more movies, it got too big. And it was easier to pull away from Kevin's map. So then you have other people kind of step in and delegate these things, like Victoria Alonso, Louis D'Esposito. You get my point here. So it just was too big for that to be managed. And look what happened. It just watered down, bloated, trite, campy, weak. It did not work at all. And so Feige himself has come out and said, we fucked up. We fucked up. We had too much going on, and we weren't able to focus on quality. So there you have it. There's that. Deranged Lunatic says, so you're like a guest director in your own movie. Yes. Yes, they call them the golden handcuffs. You get hired into any role for Disney and Marvel, Lucasfilm, they call it the golden handcuffs, because It's a lot of money. It's a lot of attention. But you are not free to do as thou wilt. You have to do what they tell you to. Period. That's why a lot of directors don't want to direct for Marvel, because you do not have creative freedom. You do not have creative license. You are following someone else's vision. You have X amount of creativity with it. X amount. No more. No more than that. They just want you to follow the formula so it fits in with the rest of the MCU. That's how that works. And it only works a certain way. It only works in a certain amount. They got way too big and it just got too much. Again, it's like watching a series. If you miss several episodes of a series, you're not going to understand later down the road. But nobody wants to sit and watch 40 movies, 500 TV shows and stuff to be able to catch up. It stopped working. They did too much. No more Feige touch. You didn't have an actual person directing all of this stuff. So, Backyard TARDIS says, and that's how TV works and probably why I liked the MCU so much. I agree with you. I agree with you. It was a smart move for a time. It was a very, very smart move. It was something that had never been done before. Very brilliant move, but got too big. They got too greedy, and now it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And one can hope that James Gunn has learned from that experience and keeps that under control. As long as him and Peter Safran remain in complete control of everything the DCU puts out. Now, he has said he wants them to be tonally different, just like the comics, where Batman is tonally different from Superman, etc. That's where those directors' creative license comes in. But it has to fit in that grander scheme, that bigger picture. And as long as they don't oversaturate and Gunn and Safran don't get too spread thin, and they are still able to operate as showrunners, I think it could be very good. But again, if they get greedy, if that little hubris monster sneaks in, we're looking at another MCU Phase 5. So my bet is Gunn is working on Superboy or Steel. Those are the ones he's working on. One of those two. I'm leaning closer to Superboy because Luthor has already cloned Superman, so it would make sense. But we'll see. It's only one way to find out. Dom Riley says Feige should bring in Zack Snyder to fix the MCU. Oh my God, the Snyder cultists would go absolutely insane. Suddenly, they're all going to be the world's biggest Iron Man fans. Oh, that'd be hilarious. That would be absolutely hilarious. But that is all I got for you guys today. That's all I got. If you'd like to help support the channel, please do so. Clearly, I'm struggling today. But you can do so, like I said earlier, by scanning that QR code. It'll take you to buymeacoffee.com/comicsandmua. You can tip me as little or as much as you like, and you can help me pay for the streaming software, the editing software, all that stuff, because it does get a little pricey. We are still back down over 400 hours away from monetization. We are doing the giveaway still. If we can get to 3,000 soon, I will select one very lucky subscriber randomly, and they will receive a custom designed comics and hoodie, and courtesy of CJack Productions, a $50 gift card to Amazon. So watch the channel. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Virtually everyone from Revival is going to be here this week, and I'm going to have those interviews out as humanly possible. I mean, as soon as I interview Romy tomorrow, I'm going to immediately start editing. So I'm going to try to get that out ASAP. The finale is Thursday, so catch up now while you can. We also have Cash App. You can help support the channel by using Cash App. That's fine. You can also join the official Nerdling Army at patreon.com/comicsand. We have 3 different tiers starting as little as $3 a month, and each one comes with its own specific rank and insignia, its own exclusive perks, outtakes behind the scenes, exclusive Nerdling Army merch, chat rooms, request line, you name it. Check out patreon.com/comics. And today, to join the official Nerdling Army, we also have a merch store, comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. 100 designs, hundreds of products. All proceeds go to keeping this channel going. I'm also an affiliate for several different companies. All of these links are in the description below for your convenience. Yes, yes, yes. And this podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collection of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to educate and entertain you. So if you are a fan of this podcast, chances are you're going to enjoy more of what the Red 5 Network has to offer you. What do we got? What do we got, guys? Zack Snyder do Howard the Duck. That's funny. Oh, poor guy can't do humor. Dude, don't get me started on the friggin' watch hours, man. I did realize that this time last year is when I had my reconstructive surgery on my leg, which still sucks and hurts, and I have to have more surgery on it. I have to have like 2 or 3 more surgeries this year. But yeah, I think that's part of the problems. And who knows what else YouTube does. Who knows why Mad Men do what they do. Oh, look at that. My computer just restarted itself. That's fine. Everything's fine. I'm okay. I'm okay. I swear. But, yep. Get those playlists going, guys. I'm out. I will be back tomorrow. I promise. Come hell or high water. I will be here tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But until then, get your playlist going and keep your eyes peeled, okay? Because
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you!